a cardiologist at Harvard Medical School in Beth Israel, and her put meditation on the map because as a researcher, as a cardiologist at Harvard Beth Israel, he started studying the health effects of meditation back in the 1970s. So her, stimulated by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and his TM movement, conducted a number of studies that were funded by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi and his entourage of the effects of meditation on asthma, the effects of meditation on blood pressure, the effects of meditation on various kinds of illnesses. Now, because Herb is way up here, he's a well-known scientist and cardiologist throughout the country, and was at that time, it elevated. He was publishing in mainstream medical journals. And so it brought attention to the medical community of the therapeutic possibility of the benefits of health to health for meditation. So Herb Benson plays a real role in influencing us. He worked with a fellow named Keith Wallace, who was also at Harvard at the time. He's a physiologist, I believe, and they shared a laboratory and did studies together. Now, Herb never got into TM personally. That is, he was fascinated by the medical benefits, and he recommended it to his patients, and he ran his studies. But he was never himself a practitioner. So one day he said, I wonder if you really need to have that kind of meditation, because it had a lot of baggage that came with it, because Maharishi Mahesh Yogi had a set of beliefs about how the meditation was beneficial because well, Herb said, no, it's not because of that. It's simply the meditation process itself. It's not your philosophy. So Herb set off on his own and said, well, I'm going to do my own. I'm going to have the same form of meditation, but without the baggage. You don't have to believe anything. We're not going to use Sanskrit terms. You're not going to get a special mantra. Right? Mantra, by the way, is what Eno is. The word Eno is the mantra you just used. Okay, that's what we mean by mantra. It's a word to focus on. Okay, so Herb Benson started using the word one, O-N-E. One is Eno spelled backwards. Okay, so Herb said, I'm going to have my people just sit down and say the word one on every out-breath. One to themselves. One. And that's their meditation. Period. Right? And he was getting the same results in his health lab. So as a result, he wrote his own book called Relaxation Response. And that's what the time that my partner and I, my boss and I, were investigating doing meditation studies at Duke University right at that same time. So that's another reason we chose Eno. Eno was not only the local river, but also it was the reverse word of what Herb Benson was using. And we knew her from a distance. And so, that's a little bit about the origin of that. Okay, John Kabat-Zinn changed the game entirely. He's at UMass Medical School, or was. He's retired now, but his institute continues. It's the mindfulness-based stress reduction program. It's at UMass Medical School, the Worcester branch in Worcester, and there's a facility called the mindfulness-based stress reduction program. that was founded by John Kabat-Zinn. And John, how do I say this? He popularized research. He brought research all across the country. So medical centers throughout the country are now studying mindfulness-based stress reduction, which is what John Kabat-Zinn teaches. And also, it's a secular form of meditation, like Eno, or relaxation and so on. Okay, so you're with all this? I feel like I've talked enough, because I want to do another one. Let me see the time. All right. Avoiding pitfalls of meditation. One of the pitfalls is running out of time. Yeah. So I didn't make it up. I don't have a cure for that. Okay. First of all, distractions. Distractions. You will be distracted when you have that nano moment of mental clarity. Thoughts will rush in. And most of them, practically all of them, you might say, are conditioned thoughts. They're the stuff you don't know where it comes from. All this stuff about, oh, did I leave the door open in my car? Oh, yeah. You know, it's funny that Molly wasn't at the party last week. Oh, yes. I can't wait to have dinner. My stomach's killing me. Etc., etc., etc. I mean, it's just stuff. One psychologist has estimated that we have about 1,500 thoughts of that sort every hour. The standard American adult has about 1,500 of those every hour. And where do they come from? I don't know. I'm a psychologist, but I don't know. We don't know. They're not there. But we do know that there's a strong overlap with what we call conditioning. Right? This stuff is nothing. This stuff is just, you know, like empty. But it comes in on all of us. And we get caught up in it. And this is one thing, I don't know if you caught that when Dan Harris talked. He said one thing that was very important. He said, sometimes you get a thought, and it's okay. The thought comes, you look at it, it goes away. That's okay. He said, what happens is we get trapped by it. So when you have that thought of, maybe I left my car door open, oh shoot, yeah, there's been a lot of theft here lately, and oh, my laptop's in there, oh my God. And you get caught in it. It becomes you. It becomes you. You take on the stress of that thought, even though it's just a thought. It just came in. Okay. So he said, if you recall from that little clip, he said that meditators are able to make a separation. They're able to stop getting caught up in a thought, whatever it is. And it affects not only while they're meditating, but after the meditation too. When they're not meditating, they're better able to not get caught up with those thoughts. So that's one of the big things, distractions. Distractions lead to losing track. Distractions lead to losing track. So I'll put that as a second kind of pitfall. But the third one is interesting, and it's something unique, and I'm going to finish off the class just by saying a couple words about this and give you an assignment, and then we'll call it a day. Silence is one of the pitfalls of meditation. And it is for a curious reason. So I have a little anecdote. a few years ago, well, a long time ago actually, when my son was 15, he's now, you know, he's way beyond 15. But he happened to be in the room when I was going into a meditation with a couple of friends. And I said, oh, Eric, well, you know, you've never meditated, right? Why don't you join us? Would you like to join us? You're welcome to it. So I gave him a 30-second introduction. Here's what you do. We sat down, we had a quiet period of meditation, and at the end of it, I was curious. So I asked, well, how was that for you? And he said, I was scared shit. I was scared. What do you mean? What's to be scared of? Now this was a learning for me because I'd never thought about this before that time, but since then I thought about it a lot. Silence is scary. So he recounted the times when he would come home from school and he'd be the first one home. He'd go into the empty house and it'd be silent. And there's something scary about a silent house. He'd run to the TV, he'd run to the music player, he'd put his ears, stuff in, and why? Because it's scary to be silent. Now, what I found since, that was many years ago that happened, what I found since is that many, many, many people are afraid of silence. This, I believe, I have a theory, that this is one of the big bugaboos about meditation. Because in meditation, when you continue it, you'll find yourself moving into a silent place. Now that silent place is a good place. That silent place is kind of where you want to go. Right? But many of us have a knee-jerk reaction to silence without knowing that they're having a knee-jerk reaction to silence, will deny that they are afraid of it or scared of it. Unlike my son, who was at the time 15 and very honest, they will say, "Oh no, I just don't like it. I don't like doing this. And I'm not going to do it anymore. I don't like it." Rather than investigate and say, "Well, why don't you like it?" Well, because I'm afraid. It brings up fear. So a psychologist named A.H. Almas has written books called The Diamond Art. It's a therapeutic, psychotherapy approach. And the key of his psychotherapy approach is that we, as human beings, we have in our DNA a hole in us. That is, a hole in our spirit. And he goes on and then with this theory about how that came about biologically and socially, etc. But that hole is a scary place, and we all have it, and we all avoid it. We avoid silence, and so he would interpret, Almas would interpret my son's behavior as being quite natural and normal, and that most of us have that. That's not. So that's one of the distractions, or pitfalls, I should say, of meditation as you move into it. Now, I was hoping to do one more meditation before we leave, but we don't have time. So, are you all comfortable? Do you feel like you could do the simple meditation we did? Okay? Which is basically inhale, E, exhale, no. Using the clear the mind on the inhale, and using the relax the body on the exhale. Okay? That's the essence of meditation, and we'll pick that up on Thursday.